Today, I'm going to be testing out 3 DAWs to see just how good they are. I've been producing for around 8 years and I've probably made over 1,000 beats using Logic Pro, but it's never easy switching to something new. This is definitely going to be one of the toughest challenges I've done. We're going to start out with BandLab. I'm on BandLab right now, and what I like about this is my first time using it. It seems to be more than just making music. They got a whole community going on. This is like a social network for music. You make music, you share it, you can collab and all that kind of stuff. Pretty cool. I'm just going to get straight into it, see what happens. Should we start with some drums? We'll start with an instrument. Kind of like Logic, the MIDI box here. And literally I'm just double clicking. Let's see what other instruments they have. I'm sure it's an easy way to change it. Just can't really figure it out yet. There we go. I click this little piano looking icon and then they got a bunch of sounds, which is cool. Let's go for a pad. Ooh, silky. Let's go for that one. I like that. It'll be great if, for example, I have my MIDIs. Let's see if I can drag one in. That is fire. You can actually just drag in your own sounds as well. All right, let's find a melody. I'm a roll with that MIDI. I kind of like it, but I do want to switch up the sound to a different pad. I like that. Let's click this effects button and see what we can add. I need an EQ on this. So we just take out some of the lows, put in a bit of mids. I'm not gonna lie, managed to get a melody out quite quickly, quite easily, which is really good. I also like that you can save presets here, which is a combination of effects. Let's just build upon this melody. And I wanna see now, let's test if we can drag in some audio files. Now let's see if there's a way we can actually time stretch it so it's in time. So I see there's like a playback speed here, but it's not snapping into my BPM. If I put it up 1, it goes too far back. If I put it down the other way, it just goes too far forward. There must be a way to do this somehow. So I've put my BPM down to what the audio is, which is 138 BPM. Now let's see, if I put it back to 140, will it adjust? I think that's pretty much on time. Maybe just slightly out. So I ended up spending 15 minutes trying to figure out how to time stretch it. So that didn't work. What I'm going to do instead is delete that. And then let's just get rid of that first part. I wonder if there's a way you can just fade that in slightly. So I ended up going with a new loop because I wasn't feeling that last one. Here's how it sounds now. So they got quite a few of their own drum kits here. They seem a little bit experimental, let's say. And I also just noticed there's a section here called BandLab Sounds. I'm guessing this is where there's way more different options, like their own kind of internal sounds. So I'm gonna search in snare. Unfortunately though, even though these sounds do sound cool, I really wanted to use that snare. I cannot figure out how to just put it on here. Like I'm trying to drag it, but it's not working. For now, let's just use their drum kits. So I've added the first pattern, and then there must be a way where I can just duplicate this over. Or maybe if I make this 2 bars instead, there we go. Or even 4 bars, that's way better. I think we'll just go with this one for now. I mean, it's not the most perfect kick, but it will work just for now. Let's add a track, and I want to try and go for an 808 this time, just to add in a bass line. Maybe let's go for sampler. I'm guessing that's the best way to do it. Maybe they've got their own 808s in here already. Perfect. I found in the instruments that there's different 808s. Oof, that's not sounding good at all. I mean, I think that's the right bass notes, but if I'm honest with you, I can't really hear it properly. Let's put it back down an octave or 2. Then we'll just repeat this over. Same shortcut as Logic, which is perfect. All together now. not gonna lie, this is probably like one of the worst beats I've ever made. I'm not too sure where that delay is coming from. It must just be like a CPU issue because it's all online. I gotta be honest though, for a 3-door, I think this is really, really good. They give you a lot of options. The shortcuts are easy. I think it's just little things that you need to get used to, just figuring out where to find stuff, like dropping in your own sounds in the drum kit. And maybe, I don't think it's my computer because I'm using a very fast Mac, but it seems like there's a little bit of lag. Overall, I think I'm gonna give this DAW an 8 out of 10. With a little bit getting used to, this is pretty powerful. I like it. The next 3-door that we're gonna try out is Soundtrap, and I've actually used this before, maybe like 2 or 3 years ago. I remember it being really, really good as well. And then the first thing we've got to do, we got to make sure we can drag in some audio and some MIDI. So let's go to the Treasures MIDI kit this time. I'm gonna switch it up. I'm just gonna drag in one of these random MIDIs. So as you can see, some of these sounds, they're not available until you upgrade to the Supreme or the Premium or whatever kind of plans that they got. I think that was the same thing in BandLab as well. But let's just look for... maybe let's go for this one. Ooh. So we got the MIDI in place. Let's drag in an audio file, see if that works. Perfect, so you can just literally drag it onto the timeline and we're good to go. And then I think I remember from last time, if you just hold Option, you can actually drag it in place. And let's add in some effects. We'll go for a reverb. And then we'll repeat that over, I'm guessing Command R. Uh-oh. Oh no. Phew. For a second I thought I just completely lost everything. I'm guessing Command R to refresh. Rookie mistakes. Alright, so it was just literally just hold Option and drag it. It's cool that they've got like a whole chords feature, so if you don't know how to play keys or anything, you can literally just build melodies from here. Let's see what else we can add. Maybe some movement. I don't know what this is, but we'll just try it out. You got upgrade to unlock that one. We'll just leave that for now. Let's add some drums on top of this. Out of the 3 drill drum kits that I'm seeing here, I mean, that one sounds clean, but this seems to be only the free one, the driller kit. So let's just choose that. Man, it would be nice too if you could just like scroll in and scroll out, because this only having one bar on the screen is kind of throwing me off. We got the rim shots down. I gotta say, this DAW is super easy to use, very user friendly. Let's just keep building on these drums. Okay, that sounds kind of crazy, but we'll keep it. Wonder if there's a way. Oh yeah, let's turn on the volume on that. It would be nice if I could use my own drum kits. I'm sure there must be a way. Maybe if you do it in the sampler. Okay, that's another premium feature right there. Let's add an 808. Oh, nice. The first thing I pulled up is a gliding 808. So this is going to be perfect for drill. Oh, perfect. We can adjust the velocity on that one. I really like Soundtrap too. I would love to see what the premium is like and if it's actually worth upgrading versus the free version. But the free version, super easy to use. I don't really have much issues right there. I'm gonna give this DAW a 9 out of 10. Next, let's check out LMMS. The first time I tried this DAW was like 5 years ago. Everyone was telling me you should definitely check it out. I found it really, really hard to use at the time. When you open it up, I gotta say, there isn't really like an indication of where to go. But if you're an FL Studio user, you probably find this DAW quite simple, quite easy to use because it's very, very similar. So after watching a few tutorials just to get an idea, I think we need to go into this section and I'm going to start with drums this time. I've put in all my sounds, so let's just go ahead and start drawing in some notes. It'd be nice to have a playhead here just to see where you are within the timeline. We can even get a little bit more intricate with like some hi-hat rolls and stuff. I wonder if there's a way that... There we go. I wanted to play everything at the same time. Alright, that sounds cool for the hi-hats. Let's just add in a few more stuff. Now that we've got a drum bounce going, I think let's add in a melody. I know there is a way that you can use third-party plugins. I'm not too sure if you can use like analog and stuff like that, but I've seen you can pull up VSTs. I was trying to figure out a way how to do it, but for some reason it just wasn't pulling up. Maybe because I'm using a Mac, I'm not 100% sure. So I'm just going to use a stock one. Let's see what they got. So it seems like some of these are just samples. And I'm guessing from this, we can pencil something in. Let's drag that in. And then of course, we have to do our test. We have to drag in a MIDI and an audio file. I'm not gonna lie, I might skip the audio part in this one because it seems like it's gonna be way too challenging trying to chop it and put it all in time. So let's drag in a random trap MIDI. Okay, so it's dragged it in here, which is not ideal. We'll just put in this bell, let's see what happens. So I think what we got to do is put in these blocks, and that's our beat kind of there. I've assigned it to the mixer channel. Now let's try and add an effect and just see what happens. Maybe like a little delay. Can't lie, I'm not really hearing a difference. Maybe we try some reverb. Okay, there we go. Alright, that works. I think we'll leave that. Let's just add in a little bit more to the melody now. I'd love to find just like a nice pad. Nice lush pad. Let's just see what this is saying. Let's control everything and shift it down. I think that shifted it down an octave. Oh yeah. I've penciled in some extras. I'm just going to try copy all of that. And then let's copy it to the side. We got that melody going too. Definitely got to put this to a mixer channel as well. Try and EQ out some of the frequencies. Okay, I mean, we got a little something there with the melodies. Let's add in an 808 now. I think because the melody section is actually not in this beat bassline section, it's in like the song mode part. Can't actually hear the melody. I don't know, I'm just gonna have to kind of guess these notes. Putting the 808 the best I could without hearing the melody. So I don't really know where it fits. Let's hear what we got now. I mean, it's alright. The beat, it's okay. If I had to rate LMMS out of 10, to be honest, it's really not as bad as I thought it was. I'm gonna give this one a 7 out of 10. I feel like the interface looks a little bit ugly, and the process of doing things is not the most ideal for my workflow. But I think if you really get used to this, it could be decent. It reminds me so much of FL Studio. Like, there's not too much difference. This one's just a bit more of like a clunkier version. But to be fair, it runs quite smoothly. I think because it's directly a program that's on your computer. It's not online. Not bad. Next free DAW we have on my list to try is Reaper. Technically, it's not free. You're meant to buy a license after 60 days. But from what I see, it seems like you can just use it for free for quite a long time. I got it open right here and it doesn't even give you a clue on where to start with this one. I think this DAW right here is probably going to be the most challenging one. Let's go ahead and open an instrument. I'm going to go with the Prophet. Let's choose a random sound. Ooh, I like that. And then testing just like all the other ones. Let's drag in a MIDI. I had a very quick look at some tutorials just to get an idea. I know there's a browser somewhere. It lets you just add in all your sounds, but I'm not seeing it. So I'm just going to do it from the folder and I'm just going to drag in one of these random MIDIs. And let's just pull the BPM up. Let's try like 140. I just double clicked on the MIDI to open it up, but I want to get rid of some notes. I'm double clicking, but that's not working. I think I'm just gonna have to Control X, which is like cut. Now I wonder if there's a way we can actually add some of their stock plugins, maybe like some reverb and that. I know when I press effects, it just brings up my VST. Let's see what happens when we add this. Or maybe we can just add in some Valhalla. Okay, that seems to work. We'll go with that for the melody just for now. We can add to it later, but let's add in some drums. Now, the only way I'm seeing to do this is to literally just drag the individual samples on here, which is obviously the longest way. I did see in some tutorials, there's an extra plugin you need. I couldn't get it to work, so let's just do this manually. And then we can just turn down the individual volume. I like that. Wonder if there's a way where we could just select these and copy it over. Oh, there we go. Finally, I found the shortcut. You just hold command and you drag it over. So hopefully that should work now. I'm literally just gonna copy all these over like this for the whole time. No variation, just straight. I can't lie, doing it this way is definitely very tedious. I don't think all these are in time either. Some might just be slightly out. Let's add in a kick. So I'm not too sure why when I select all my kicks and I use command to drag it over, there's like some there but then some are not. I don't know what happened to them. To add in a bass, I think the only way that I can figure it out is if I just insert a virtual instrument and try and open up Contact or a bass plugin, because I have no idea how it's gonna work to try and drag in an 808 and then try and mess around with the MIDI and all that kind of stuff without it taking me 20 hours to figure it out. Man, this is mad tedious. I like my idea, but for me to try and continue this in Reaper, yeah, it might take me a few years. I think out of all the DAWs that we tried today, Reaper was probably the one that was the most challenging for sure. The workflow on here is tough. There's no clues. You have to watch a tutorial to try and figure this out, in my opinion. If I had to rank the 3 DAWs that I used today, I think the joint first is going to be between BandLab and Soundtrap. To be honest, they're very similar. I like the social aspect. I like that it's online. I like that it was collaborative. Soundtrap seemed to move faster for me, but BandLab seems a lot more social. OMMS, it's not too bad. It's probably the only DAW on here from what I've seen that is truly free. There's no subscriptions or anything like that. If you're an FL guy, I think you would enjoy that one. Reaper, I don't know about this one. The learning curve seems a lot harder than the other ones. I'm sure if you get used to it, you probably find it easy, but right off the bat, I'm gonna probably have to give Reaper 5 out of 10. If there's any other 3 DAWs that I missed out, let me know in the comments below and I'll see if I can try them in a new video. And if you enjoyed this video, check out this one right here where I learned how to make beats using the MPC for the first time.